The following recordings detail the activities of a government agency that officially does not exist. Since 1928, they have protected humanity from the forces of darkness, acting with honor but without glory. Declassified recently, these recordings have become known as the Danger Files. Hot here in London, but it's getting cold down in Groverville. Certainly some blood running cold, as we have discovered that someone is a goddamn alien. This is Delta Green. My name is Dan Thompson. I will be your handler for this mission. Welcome to the Danger File! That is the appropriate reaction, Drummond.
Yeah, no, instead of my usual yay, I thought I'd give it a bit of that.
Oh my God, Lonnie has gone off a cliff. Don't worry, we are going to talk. We're going to talk about that because some stuff has happened. Yeah. We've often talked about this with Delta Green over the 2 seasons that we played it. As it's a game where it seems like not much can happen until suddenly it does. And when that house of cards comes down, my God, it comes down. So
real pressure cooker of a game.
Really, like I remember season 1, it felt like nothing was happening for about the first 4 episodes.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, you met an alien and someone was dead. And that happened within about 10 minutes.
It was a poker game, wasn't it? We had a poker game, and then after that,
and grits,
the whole
poker
thing.
and grits,
poker and grits, yeah,
poker and grits.
And how many episodes did you get out of that?
Pete Yeager story. Poker and grits.
Sorry, John.
To see how many episodes? Season 1 ran to, I think, 9 episodes.
9 episodes.
9 episodes.
So, but after 4, so you got 5 more episodes and no one died.
I mean, lots of people died. Just none of these guys.
Characters.
Yeah. Someone did, however, have a massive sanity break, and we'll talk about that one as well. If we happen to need an illustrative example for somebody who's just had a massive sanity break, what that might involve. Let me recap us what we did in the last game. So you, having found Jane Allen in the motel, and taken her to a vet to get scanned.
Hey, when you need a doc, you need a doc. You know what I mean?
You were self-sufficient. I'll give you that. In the grand scheme of containing this conspiracy, taking her to a local vet was actually one of your better moves.
Yeah. Except that we then took her to a hospital.
Yeah,
that was a downside.
In a different city. Just
like you'd wrapped it up so well. You'd taken her to the vet. You'd given the vet plausible reason to fear you, and you were pretty sure he was never going to tell on you. Then you drove her to a major city and took her to and left her at Knoxville County Hospital.
No regrets.
But it's. I mean, that is kind of. That's the fun bit. That is kind of the, because that's the natural thing to do as a normal, rational person. Is you have someone who is sick, you take them to a hospital, like all of the people around this table right now.
Yes,
the pollen. You take them to a hospital, and then you're suddenly in this world where that's not maybe the right thing to do, and that's why you start rolling sanity, because you start having to. It's very hard to stay as the good guys when you're having to make these kind of calls. But you took her to the hospital. You left her in the care of Dr. Eagle, America's most American doctor, and you. And they're operating. He's got a gun in one hand, flag in the other, operating with his teeth. He's a great guy. You met Derringer. Derringer was not happy that you had that you'd lost the body of Hank John, who you knew was infected. You'd hand it over to local cops, so that's a loose end. Needs tying up at some point, and you'd put Jane Allen in a public hospital. He's going to try and get her out, though. And you did talk her around to it. More importantly, you discovered Pete. Oh, Peter. Pete appears to have been operated on as well. You've got incision marks all over your abdomen from when you were missing. So whatever they did to Jane and to Hank, and presumably to Billy Ray, has been done to you as well, or some version of it. So you headed back to Groverville, you tested the reservoir, found out the reservoir was contaminated, you went to town hall, and you got decisive. You finally met Merle, the guy you've been hearing the name of for this whole time you've been in town, who owns half the town, one of the council aldermen. Seemed very friendly, but seemed keen to get away. And eagle-eyed Agent Green spotted that he was trying to get you out of the room, and there was something about it. Decided he didn't trust him, at which point Lonnie took matters into his own hands and took Merle into his own hands. And Merle, upon being grabbed, seemed to just lose cohesion in his body and just slewed away into a blob of flesh just through his suit and slithered it away in through a grate in the wall. So we rolled some sanity.
I like that, like how sort of courageous the aliens are in sticking to their plans. It's like, oh no, it's all right. You grab him by the hand. Off I go. It's like you could have at least tried to defend yourself. It's like, no.
Yeah, there was some, it definitely seemed like you got the vibe he was trying to get you out of the room. So for whatever reason,
he may have been about to turn into sludge anyway.
Maybe it was sludge time.
Anything for me, like it didn't matter what Lonnie did.
Well, the room started shaking, so
yeah, there's now a creaking and a like
could
there's
be their
definitely
escape ship.
Something's happening.
Town hall.
So, should we have a little conspiracy fact?
Oh,
yes,
please. Go on.
And then we'll talk about some sanity.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is a follow up from last week when we talked about last time when we talked about the British intelligence during Second World War, and I said I would talk about Operation House Party, which I will do. It turns out Operation House Party isn't actually the operation I was thinking about, but the operation I was thinking about was one where they set up a fake office for regular Joe Hitler supporters within the UK to come and bring their crackpot ideas, and just leaked that there was a Nazi sympathizer who had a contact to the Gestapo living in London, and just any nut job who had a plan to assassinate Winston Churchill using jam or something would just come and talk to this guy and be like, so you're going to send this to Hitler, right? And he'd be like, yep, definitely sending that to Hitler. I've heard back from him. He says, don't do it. He says, just stand there. And they just use this to string along in fifth column nut jobs for the entire war. But that wasn't Operation House Party. Operation House Party comes after the Second World War. It's a Cold War plan. One of the things that the British are not very good at, we established they're really good at counterintelligence during the war. They're really bad at keeping that shit together between the wars, because Britain has a habit of just thinking once the war is over, like, cool, done with that now, don't need to keep any of this up and running. And they do it after the First World War. They build up a brilliant intelligence network. As soon as the First World War is over, they disband it completely and just stop funding it because it's done, right? Like we literally, I mean, we called it the war to end all wars. There's not going to be another war.
The end of history.
So they have to rebuild it all again. And then after the Second World War, they defund it down to 3 people.
Learn nothing.
Yeah, learn nothing. And then it's like, oh shit, Russia. I have to start doing it again from nowhere. And as it turns out, Britain is very bad at spying on Russia, they discover early on. They're very, very good at spying on the Germans, very bad at spying on the Russians. And the general feeling of why this is that it's sort of thought that the British understood the way that the Germans thought, because they were culturally very similar. I mean, the histories are quite similar, and First World War, it's basically the same royal family having a fight. There's maybe something to be said about the fact that the reason the British were so good at spying on the Nazis was that they felt they weren't that different from them culturally. But they also had the benefit that the Nazis were fucking terrible. Like, genuinely, Hitler was awful at espionage. The Russians, much better. So the British start trying to think out of the box of what can they do to try and make sure that Britain is not a target of the Russians. And so they come up with a very, very clever plan. A death ray. They decide that what Britain needs is a death ray that can incinerate people from miles away. The problem is that doesn't exist. But they figure the Russians don't know that. And at the time, technology is moving so fast in the post-war period. You know, the bomb has only been invented a few years ago. So they're like, it's vaguely plausible science-wise. Like, who's to say we don't have a death ray? So the plan was to basically create a secret project that was so unsecure and leaky that it would just get out and people would find out on the street, and it would get back to the Russian spy, because the Russian spies were so good at it. They were like, well, let's just let them spy on us. So the idea was to create a fake project that would imply that Britain had a death ray that it could blast you with from anywhere in the world. And the Russians would find that and be like, woof, better not fuck with them. They have death ray.
That'll stop the working classes from socialism.
So
we don't need unions anymore. They've got a death ray.
So do you know why it fails? It fails not because it's impossible. Well, partly because it's impossible. It fails because they're not sure whether or not it is impossible. They're like, I mean, what if we can build a death ray? And what if we've just given the Russians the idea that they should build a death ray?
How they try and build a death ray? Is that what you're saying?
They're like, how do we then explain to the that someone's like, you're going to have to explain to the Americans that you've now got the Russians researching death rays when they weren't before. So they very quietly, not wanting to have that conversation, dismantled the fake factories and research labs they've been building to research a pretend weapon that doesn't exist.
Amazing.
Operation House Party.
There we go.
Sounds like the worst party ever.
Terrible.
I'm glad I wasn't invited.
Any party with a death ray is going to be a good one. You know that, yes.
Oh my God, I've got more facts about death rays for a later episode.
Nice.
Love a death ray. And we love some sanity loss. So, at the end of the last game, after the unfortunate sliming incident, everyone rolled sanity to see how you reacted to the fact that a guy just turned into goop. And it went well for most of the people around this table. Most of you passed. So you lost
We've
one
seen
sanity.
goop before.
Yeah. You kind of,
Sent our
I
first
don't know how,
goop in.
like you still lost sanity.
Yeah.
So I apologise. I've tied myself to my chair with my headphones.
We can put your mic down there if you want.
Skills.
That's what happens when you lose sanity.
If you want to just lay on the floor for this
I'm
record,
like
Dan.
interrogating myself. However, Lonnie failed.
Which makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because he was
the
going off
most
anyway.
rigid,
Yeah.
I think, of all of them. And he was he didn't want to believe any of this to begin with, you know, and he
did
loves
grab him.
rules.
Yeah.
You were the one who grabbed him, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I was also the one who grabbed him, and he disintegrated in my hands.
Sweaty palm.
So you lost seven sanity. You lost 7 sanity. You rolled a 7 on a d8. But I have some news on that. When I listened back to the episode before we did that, you rolled a 44 over 42, which means you crit failed. A double number over your score is a fumble. It's not doubled, but it means you lose the maximum possible sanity. Now, fortunately, it was hard for it to get much worse. You lose 8 sanity rather than 7, so you're only going to lose 1 more.
Only one more.
Now,
I'd already lost enough.
Yeah, you'd already lost a lot. So you've already gone through. You've gone through your breaking point. That means that you're going to be.
Don't have a rubber for Charles.
I was trying to not talk about it.
It's such a lovely moment, though. I just wanted to. I want to get the changelings on board because it's.
Hold on.
So we all just kind of zoned out and just started watching the charades.
Yeah. Because it was the charade of a rubber, and I've not seen that for
Thanks, man.
many
Since
years.
school.
And I suddenly just was right back at sort of
I even
secondary
did a
school.
little blowing
You
motion.
knew exactly what it meant, though. didn't you?
Yeah.
It's like when someone
We're during a lesson.
Ask for the
test, be
bill.
Like, God, rubber.
So when someone asks for the bill, you know that it's like universal
Yeah.
sign language.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about. I want to talk a little bit about willpower and bonds quickly because it's a rule we haven't really used in the game in this season. We used it a lot in season 1 because there was a lot more sanity loss quickly in season 1. It was necessary, but it is possible to when you lose sanity, it's possible to project that sanity loss onto your bonds. What that does is it allows you to kind of reduce the amount of sanity you lose in the moment, but it also reduces your score with the bond. So that represents you basically taking that shit home with you and your personal relationships breaking down, either because you're containing all this stress or just because your view of the world has changed, and you know that kind of once you know you're mixed up in this, how can you ever believe that your loved ones are safe, and are you going to start pushing them away? So that's a thing you can do to try and reduce that. It doesn't really help in this situation for Lonnie, because the most you can do is a D4. That's how much you get when you project onto a bond. So the most you could possibly reduce that loss by is 4. Could be good. It wouldn't be enough to change any of the things that are about to happen immediately now. But if you wanted to give it a go, you could do that.
But I mean, it would. My breaking point's 36, and I hit 34.
So you might be able to avoid the
stop
full
it from being
breaking
the breaking
point.
point.
Okay.
Maybe.
So let me explain what the breaking point will. What the breaking point means is if you survive this adventure, we would then have a conversation about what the long-term damage to Lonnie is, and that will be something that he carries with him, and it will be something specific to you that the rest of the group might not know. For example, Norman has that. I don't think we've ever got into specifically what it is, but some of Norman's incredibly erratic reactions, Ross, I think are influenced by the fact of what he went through back in season 1.
Yeah.
So if you want an example of kind of how someone who has been through that might act differently to a normal person, that's kind of where you'll be at. So do you want to have a crack at projecting something?
I'm not sure
that
that's the right way to go. Because I mean, the bonds he's got is Mum, who he doesn't really get on with. And then there's Murphy Taggart, who is his old gruff,
Murph.
But I don't think this is the kind of thing he'd want to talk to Murph about.
Okay.
Because I mean, I think Murphy would go, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I just don't think. I think you'd have a tough time getting him to because what he's going through now is like a sort of emotional, and Alexandra Finkelstein, he's still in love with. And she's rejected him.
I'm sorry, that is the best name I think I've ever heard in my life.
Alexandra Finkelstein.
Alexandra Finkelstein. Of the
Where is she
Finkelstein
during
estate.
all of this?
I mean, she's already rejected him once.
Sure.
I'm not
Classic
sure that
Finkelstein.
I'm not sure that he really wants to bring this kind of thing. I mean, maybe at some point he might go to it because he might be thinking, "Oh my God, the world is," he might talk to her at some point, but it's certainly not going to happen.
I mean, bear in mind, it's not
a bit more cool.
Yeah, it's not necessarily you talking to them about it, but it might be something like it might be you were supposed to meet Murphy for a beer and you didn't turn up because you just weren't in the headspace that day because of what you've been through. And so that means that Murphy doesn't call you for a beer the next time, and that's how the relationship. That's how it kind of has that effect. That's the way to kind of think about it. But we can always come back to it and have a think. But the thing that happens right now, and I promise then we will dive into this because my God, we've got things to sort. Is you do go because you've lost more than 4 sanity in a single go. Or it might be 5. Either way, you've lost it. You have gone through a temporary break. So this lasts for a few minutes. Basically, you have 3 choices. Your perception of reality you've been so rocked in this moment that you react instinctively, and you do one of 3 things. It's up to you. Either you attack, in which case you lunge out at whatever you see as the threat to this. Like this thing is an imminent threat to you and everyone around you and everyone you love, and everyone's trying to cover it up and fuck all these people. It's time to do something about it. And that lasts it's like a mad. You want to kill what this thing is. You can flee, which is. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Jump out the window.
Run away.
You are terrified. You scream and you run. Or you can submit, at which point you just kind of collapse into the floor and you're just crying. And if it wants to kill you, it'll kill you. You just can't cope anymore.
Okay.
How do you think Lonnie reacts in this moment?
I mean, he's quite an angry dude.
Yeah.
He was already in a sort of attack mode. I think possibly he will attack.
Okay. So I want you to keep that in mind for this scene. There's not a mechanical thing to it, but that this is what is going through Lonnie's mind. The aliens are here. The aliens have invaded this town. If they've invaded this town, they could have invaded any town. They could be in a town with Alexander Finkelstein.
Yeah.
No one is safe and no one is doing anything about it. And you have had enough.
Okay.
Like, everyone's been fucking stringing you along and you are mad about it. So this should be fun. Let's put you all... Any questions or anything before we dive back in?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's put everyone back in the room. You're in the town hall of Grover County, of Groverville. You're in one of the offices, little side office, the office of Merle, who was Merle Callahan, one of the aldermen, who's just turned into slime. He just slowed away. His pile of clothes are on the floor. The sort of mess of flesh and slime has just wriggled through an air grate.
An air grate.
Like
it's gone through an air grate.
Yeah, a little bit. And it's not like, don't think like kind of GoldenEye, open the hatch and crawl. Like it's a little, it's a kind of little thing. It's just wriggled through that. And now you can just hear banging and shaking.
So there's not room for a human to get in there.
No, you wouldn't be able to get in. You wouldn't be able to get in there after him.
Right.
But let's...
Okay.
All right, we ready? Let's dive back in the room.
Right.
Where are we at?
So Lonnie screams. I'm not going to scream out loud. I've already done that once. So just imagine Lonnie is there. Jesus! Oh, fucking! I did it, didn't I? Fuck it.
Yeah.
He whips out his gun.
Yeah.
And starts shooting at the grate.
Amazing. Lonnie just starts unloading into the wall,
and then kicks the grate. Where's this lead? Where the fuck does this lead? Where does this lead? Where does this go?
The door opens and Sandy Dukes, the spokeswoman who met you, bursts in, and she's just like, Councilman, is everything okay?
Back off, lady! You back up now, back up! Where does this grate lead?
Lonnie!
Where does this grate lead? You shut up! Where's this grate lead?
It's the whole building. It's the whole
whole building? Okay, we need to bring the building down. Move, get out of here. He pushes her out the way.
What's happening to your accent?
She's out the way.
I can't. I'm having a mental breakdown. I don't know where I'm from anymore.
This happens when he gets angry.
He puts on a British accent.
He goes to sorry. I'm not sure why.
I don't know where I am anymore. I don't know who I am anymore. Shut up, get out of my face.
It's okay, Lonnie. It's okay. Let's go and burn the building. Come on.
What's the building receptionist?
Sandy Dukes.
Sandy, where's the guy's, the alderman's car outside? What does he drive?
He drives a Prius. I don't think there's a Prius.
Prius? What's a Prius? What the hell is a Prius?
Who the hell are you?
Who are you?
It's an alien Prius.
Prius.
That was great. That was
What kind of alien car?
He drives a Mercedes.
So the room is shaking, yeah?
So it's kind of stopped now, and it kind of, you reckon from the shaking it was the force of this thing going into the vents, and you could hear it just clanging around in the vents.
Clanging and
The
banging.
room. It was enough with enough force to kind of make the room enough force. It's not like an earthquake, but it's like you've seen like the pictures on the walls, like he's got certificates and stuff.
Like a train going past.
Yeah, exactly that. Like a train has just gone right past, and then it's now getting further away.
So can we hear the sound?
Yeah.
So Lonnie's chasing the sound.
Okay.
With his gun out. I think he's had to reload, probably put a fresh clip in because he unloaded his entire clip into the wall. And he's following the sound.
Okay.
Now.
All right. Lonnie bursts out and follows the sound.
I'm going to follow.
Okay.
Adam draws his gun and follows.
Let's get alertness rolls to see if you can follow the sound.
Alert?
I mean, it's probably good.
Yeah, 53 under 60.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, mate.
I've completely forgotten how to play this game. Right, there we are.
I rolled a 2 under 70.
This is one thing that you guys are very good at.
Adam's ears.
29 under 60.
Everyone hears it. It'd be hilarious if Lonnie's the only one. Lonnie runs off out.
Where's it gone? I don't know where I'm going.
I can't remember what.
49 under 80.
So you roll
I don't think
roll a
I've got any of them
D100.
right.
So
Don't follow Lonnie. He doesn't know where he's going.
And then
So count that one as 20, and then roll another one, and that's roll another 100, and that's your unit. So 20,
23.
23. What's your score?
For alertness.
Alertness.
Oh, where is it? Where is alertness? There
Right
it
at
is.
the top.
50.
50.
So,
You
yeah.
all pass. So you all
Okay.
follow. It's going, you follow it kind of through the vents, and you see cracks in the paintwork where it's kind of wriggled through the vents as you chase through. Sandy kind of giving chase behind you in complete shock. It goes to the main, it goes into the main, a big set of doors saying council chambers. And it goes, once it passes through there, the place seems to go a bit quiet.
Right. Oh, I got you now, you slimy motherfucker.
Can we all?
This is really Predator, isn't it?
They're also unlocked, but it's a big set of double doors. They're currently closed.
Kick them open.
All right, Peter runs up, kicks the door open. Inside, the council chambers are a mess. This is obviously where the aldermen normally meet. There are rows of seats that are supposed to be lined up where people would normally sit to watch council sessions. Many of them have been knocked down. At the end of it, there is a crest, a sort of eagle crest, and there are I guess it's the symbol of the town, and then there's a couple of American flags that have been knocked on the floor.
God damn it.
There's a big chandelier that hangs from the ceiling. There are papers scattered everywhere. And in the center of the room, just being rejoined by a slithering mass of slimy flesh, is a huge mass of roiling flesh. That just seems to be kind of rolling around on the floor like a puddle. Moving across it, you can see faces. And as the slime that was Merle kind of moves across, you can see Merle's face distorted and stretched across the slime. And as it re-emerges with the main pool that starts moving around. I'm not going to make you roll sanity because you rolled sanity for this monster when Merle went. So, so those of you who passed do kind of hold your nerves, but this thing kind of rears up and then starts trying to move towards the back of the room. You notice one last thing. You notice is all the windows have got the curtains pulled across and have all been blacked out. So the room is quite dark, other than the light coming from the big chandelier above, big electric chandelier. And we're going to go into initiative rounds. This is so initiative is just goes in order of dex. Which I believe is going to be, I believe, the first person, the highest dex, and it's appropriate given everything that's gone on. Lonnie, dex 16, you are the first to act.
I'm going to be shooting at it. I'm going to be aiming mainly for where I saw Merle's face go in, but I'm going to unload my gun.
Okay, so you can either... you can take a round to aim, which will give you a bonus to hit next round. That takes your whole round. Or you can just unload at the...
I think he's just unloading.
All right. Roll firearms.
Okay.
Unload the clip.
This is, again, I need the hundreds, don't I?
Everything is D100s apart from
I think I've got them in
damage,
a different
basically.
packet, so just bear with me.
There you go. I'll pass you a...
That one's 10s and that one's the...
Right,
numbers
cool.
you see the double
Okay,
ones.
great. I'm just going to use yours for now.
Yeah, let's go for it. May you roll well.
Oh, son of a bitch. So where's my firearms? My firearms is... 70.
70's high, so it
and
must be.
I got 75.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, the good news, let me hand you your own set of dice.
Oh, thanks very much. Cheers.
So that's good. All right, so you burst in, but you're in just... You don't even think to aim, and you just start firing, and you just miss the thing, and just you put a few bullets in the chairs around it, even though this thing is quite big. Sorry, I really rained on you there.
There's no
glory.
When you're down.
You had said it was a great, giant, roiling mass of
I
flesh,
did.
and that he has just missed it. So there's no real way to sugarcoat that.
I can see that. It runs into the room, though, sees it, and just goes, oh, wow. So it just starts firing
I think because you don't...
aimlessly.
Also, it is moving, so maybe it sort of moves the other way. The
like
bullets-
Jello.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one. I'm going to give you all one little house rule. Feel like a house rule? A little house rule that I want to throw in because because Delta Green can be quite pass-fail sometimes. It can be quite, and it's frustrating when you're nearly close to it. So I'm adding a little rule that we use in our home game. You can spend willpower to adjust rolls. So if you want, you can spend willpower points. Each willpower point adjusts a roll by 3. So if you're just close to it, you can spend some willpower and you can tip that over. Bear in mind, once you when you hit willpower 2, you effectively have a breakdown and just can't go on. You have to go to bed.
Guys,
Go to bed. Sorry, guys, I've reached my limit. I've got to go to bed.
Sleepy.
That feels really cozy. I
Heaven.
can never quite figure out exactly how. I think we work through in the moment how it does, but it's basically you just can't go on today. You just need rest. Yeah.
So if I spent 2 willpower, then I'd hit it.
Yes, you could do that.
Spend it.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm going to spend 2 willpower
Do it.
in order to hit it because,
Okay.
he really, I mean, is...
He really wants to shoot that
He really
guy.
wants to shoot
I
it,
want you to shoot
real
it.
bad.
I want you to shoot it.
I think we all do.
I want you to hit it and quit.
You shoot the
want you
bullets.
to
I'm down to 7.
The bullets hit the mass of flesh, and let's see. Have you got the stats for your gun there? I think I might have it somewhere
Second
here.
page, I think.
Small arms. It's a pistol, isn't it?
It's
a Beretta, isn't it?
Beretta. So that'll be
1d10.
1d10.
Yeah.
Okay, 1d10, which is this one here.
Yeah. Hold on. There you go.
A 5.
A 5. Okay. You put bullets into this thing, and it doesn't even slow. You're reminded of when you shot Spivey, or when Spivey was shot before. But yeah, you put some bullets into this thing, and they just impact it, and it doesn't seem to react to them. Flake Pifkin and Norman Tully are the next 2. You both act simultaneously.
You can go first.
Yeah. What the fuck is that? And Flake pulls out his gun and shoots as well.
Okay.
He's kind of a shooty kind of guy. Let's have a look and see if he hits. Oh my god, that's ridiculous. I have a firearm skill of 80 and I rolled 87. I'm not good at his willpower. He just misses. Like he sort of pulls out and shoots from the hip as he's bringing it up. So his first barrel of 2-3 shots just go pew 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 and go wide.
I love the scenario of just kind of all of you bursting in the door, screaming, and then just unloading.
I think it's just an instinctive reaction because this thing's like we're not expecting this.
Norman.
Question. Did I bring my M16 with me?
It's not something a sane person would do, but Norman isn't necessarily a sane person. I think
on my back, like, in the video games, stuck to my back.
A thing tied around your head as well, like a little bandana.
I think it's a luck roll. I think roll a D100. If it's under 50, you have it with you.
Yay, it's 39.
All right, the rest of you adjust your perception of how that scene went. Norman had an M16.
I burst into the chamber and go, say hello to my little friend. I use my firearm.
You spray bullets.
36 under where's firearms?
It's definitely under, isn't it? Yeah.
It's at the bottom of the first.
Oh yes,
column.
sorry, 80.
The great thing, I mean, I feel like these are all going to be wasted bullets as well. Like it's
It's just going to go.
thing.
But we've got to try at least.
You spray bullets at the thing. Go ahead and roll. So it's a lethality first of all. So you roll a D100. DC 10. I think it's a 10% lethality when you fire a burst from the M16.
51.
51. Okay, so not under 10. So it is.
That's fucking well impossible to get.
No, but it is 51 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
Oh god.
However, you just spray it and just bits of the flesh kind of slime away and blast away. It keeps moving as you've blasted it.
What is it weak to?
How the fuck should I know?
Pete,
I'd say
Light,
5.
maybe light.
Pete, you're an alien. You tell her. What
I'm not a fucking alien.
you are now.
I'm not a fucking alien. You
Well, we'll find out what
son of a bitch.
we'll find out what it's good at because it then it then moves towards all of you.
Oh, nice. Face.
You have its attention.
Of course, it has a go. Yeah.
I think that's
Game works both ways.
I think that's an oversight by Delta Green.
Yeah.
I think the baddies shouldn't get a go.
It's really out of order, isn't it?
Yeah, makes it way harder. Say that much.
I was just sitting there going, it must be my go next. And then, no, of course it's not.
Though, what's everyone's alertness? Because everyone's got pretty high alertness.
70.
60.
I'm not going to tell you, but it's quite high.
Okay, you fail.
50. Mine's only 50.
No, mine's
80. Flake and Adam are the only people that notice this. The creature moves straight up to Pete and then moves away from Pete and lunges at Norman instead.
I didn't notice this.
You just see it come towards you. You don't sort of see that it's directed at you. And
Check my watch. What's going on?
30 under 36, which is a success. As it lunges out with just a blob of flesh that just engulfs Norman and just slams Norman up against the side of the wall. Norman just blasted into the side of the wall. It doesn't do damage yet, but you're just kind of pinned there with this flesh just crawling over you, just kind of up against the wall there.
Yeah.
It's the paint cracked.
That's really grim.
That's its go. It's pretty grim. Pete, it's now your go.
Is he under the chandelier?
It is not quite, because it's moved over to where you are. You'd need to draw it into the center of the room.
You're going to do a Dobby. Drop a chandelier on it.
Can I run to a curtain and pull it open?
Yep, you run
See if there's anything.
you run to a curtain and pull it open. As you pull the curtain down, the flesh that's hit by the sunlight immediately, it doesn't burn, but it does recoil away from it, as if it's really sensitive to it, and it just kind of moves back.
Nice.
It kind of moves. It's enough to hurt it a little bit, but yeah, it's a test one. It just kind of pulls away from
Get the
where it
curtains,
was.
boys.
Adam.
Yeah. Is there... Can I make like a... I know it's not human, but can I make a human check? Just to see if I can notice anything else about this thing.
So it would be alertness to notice something about a.
Okay.
To notice something,
makes sense.
or I guess maybe biology or something like that. But this is so actually probably not biology. It's not biological. Human is for understanding something's motivations, and this thing is so alien that nah.
So I'll do an alertness check actually. That might
See
be
if you can tell anything else about it.
just something.
I'll give you that for free. That's fine.
All right. Forget it.
Oh, okay. You don't notice anything else about it. What do you want to do with the rest of your turn?
For the rest of my turn, there's not any electrical items in the rooms there. Like a television or
there'll be a big couple of big TV screens.
Is it quite far away from me? Is it the other end of the?
It'd be at the other end of the room. There's a couple kind of at the front. They're normally there. One's fallen over, like maybe halfway across the room. You could certainly get to it in one action.
Okay. I was trying to maybe like get some sort of electrical cable on it or something. See if electrics can.
There's more windows, isn't there?
There's lots more windows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get me to do your thing? No, I'm going to run to. I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. I'm just going to run over to one of those TVs.
Yep.
That's my action.
Okay, cool. You run over to one of the TVs.
Yeah.
And you make it halfway across.
Dallas is on. I just remembered.
I've got to watch it. It's JR. It's a repeat because it finished years ago.
So many years ago.
Finished in the 80s, I'm sure.
I've never missed a rerun of JR.
In a twist of irony, it's the alien abduction episode. So
yeah. It was all a dream.
Okay, so it's now back around to Lonnie's go.
What year are we in?
It's 1999.
Oh yeah. Dallas ended in 1991.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rerun.
Reruns on.
Just
He's not even ditching you for a new episode.
It's a public service broadcast.
Yeah.
Did Lonnie notice the well? You shouted, didn't you? You said,
So get the curtains, boys.
And Lonnie's sort of going like, "This is not happening. This is not happening. This is not happening." And he hears, "Get the curtains, boys!" Like, what's wrong with the curtains? What's wrong with the curtains?
The thing is sensitive to light.
Okay. He runs over to a curtain. and pulls a curtain.
You pull a curtain down.
But he tries to do one that's close to the beast, so it'll.
Okay,
Yeah.
where are you trying to? Give me an idea. What are you trying? Are you trying to herd it somewhere? Are you trying to move? Are you trying to?
I'm trying to melt it with light.
Trying to melt it.
That is what I think is going to happen in my head right now.
Any particular part of it that you want to direct the light at?
The biggest part of it
Okay.
that I can get to, that I can get light shone on.
Okay, you pull the light down, you pull the curtain down and shine some light on it, and again it moves, and this time it kind of contorts into like an hourglass almost to move around the biggest sources of light. And now there's only a small portion of it kind of around where you all are in the doorway, or where actually it's only Norman and Flake left in the doorway now. So wherever you're dropping this light, it's moving away from. It doesn't seem to be hurting it, but it is moving away. It's moving away from where the light falls to try and get away from it. Okay, that is going to be. Is it?
Is it my go?
It's your go and it's Norman's go. Why don't you take your go first? Because I'm just quietly looking up the rules
take my
for
go
escape.
first. So Flake, he hears all this, and he would like to work out, run over to the window that's going to shed light on it holding Tully. So I want to flood light on Tully, and I want to flood light, obviously, on him.
Yeah.
If possible.
Great.
So I run over. And open the curtain and go, oh, it's curtains for you. And then he opens the curtains.
You open the curtains and it shines on the slime that is holding Tully. The slime releases Tully and moves away from it. And Tully falls to the ground.
Nice work, man.
That's okay, got your back. You crazy bastard.
It's kind of moved back towards the center of the room. Tully, it's your go. You land on the floor.
Am I near a window that hasn't been ripped open?
Yes, you can run. There's like a dozen windows, so there's lots you could open.
I rip open one of the curtains.
Okay, you rip open another one of the curtains, sort of on this side, and it moves back further into the room.
And then I say, "Has anyone got like a grenade that we could blow a hole in the wall, get more light in?"
No.
Okay.
What kind of an asshole would come just with a grenade?
The idea. Someone have a grenade that they've inexplicably not already used on this thing.
Anyone got grenades? Anyone? Oh, I do actually. Yeah.
well, that's why I had a grenade all this time.
Saving it for a rainy day.
What's this in my paw? No.
Oh my god! It's the creature's go. The creature doesn't want to approach most of you because you're standing by open windows. So it goes after Adam, who has just reached this TV.
Oh no!
It comes racing up behind Adam.
It likes Dallas. Yeah.
58. You feel the air move or something to side, and you just kind of roll to the side as a huge pseudopod, like slimy, fleshy lump just lands where you were, and you feel the floorboards crack as it would try to hit you with full force.
Yeah.
Whatever that was, that would have hurt like a mother if it had hit you. All right. Good news. Adam's still alive. Pete Yeager, it's your go.
I guess I'll open another curtain. I mean, I feel like this isn't only hurting it, but
You're certainly hurting it.
Can I open a curtain so that the light shines towards Adam? So that
Try and
he's
herd
safe?
it away from Adam.
Yeah.
The curtains, the way the sun is right now, it's kind of not really. It's not really getting. If it gets to the middle of the room, it can kind of stay out of the light, and that's where Adam is at the moment, trying to get that TV.
Okay.
So you can kind of keep it away from the sides of the room, or you could push it to one end of the room.
Okay, I'm going to try push it towards the other end of the room. There's no other way out of the. Is there any air vents anywhere?
There are. You can see there are small vents around. Yeah, but it hasn't seemed to have gone for any of them.
Okay.
There's a door at the back, which is closed. But yeah, that's all you know at the moment.
Okay, I guess I'll keep it at the center of the room, I suppose.
Okay. You try and keep it at the. You open another one, and it moves back away. Kind of, it's now kind of being held in the center of this room on the kind of big rug with an American flag motif on it, with Adam facing it down. Adam, it's your go.
Adam realizes what a stupid plan it was.
Dallas hasn't been good for years.
right.
That program finished in 1991.
What was I thinking? No, I think he's quite scared by the fact that like that happened.
Yeah.
So he'll back away towards the window.
Okay.
So he's kind of in the light, and he's realizing that this is a better plan than his. I think he'll take a shot as well because now he's shaken.
Cool. Yeah,
Even though he's seen shots haven't really worked, he's going to do it anyway.
Yeah, you back up. I think if you want to move that far, that's your action. You won't be able to take a shot. It's
Fair
one
enough.
thing
That's
around,
fine.
so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Fine. You back up, but you get up kind of near. Pick one of these guys. Who do you want to stand with?
By Ross's character. What's your name again? I'm so sorry.
Tully.
By Tully.
Okay,
Norman.
you
Yeah.
back up to Norman, and you get in the light to try and keep away from this thing. At that point, Sandy runs into the room.
Sandy.
she's like, oh, Councilman, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean they barged on in here. They're being so. Oh my God, why are you shooting at the council? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
It's a big giant ball of flesh.
What are you talking about?
Look.
She is reacting as if you're shooting at a bunch of people. She doesn't seem to see the ball of flesh.
Shoot her.
She must have ordered them added to the ball of flesh.
I guess we'll find out. Lonnie, it's your go.
What the hell are you doing, lady? Get the hell out of here! He points his gun at her.
You put your gun at she screams and gets on the floor and puts her hands on her head.
That was the opposite of what you asked.
And if you kind of jolt her at her end, she does, like, she fucking goes. If you threaten her enough, she runs.
Right, okay. Yeah, he lets one off in the air and goes, run!
Amazing. You just shoot up in the air. A bunch of plaster falls down from the ceiling above you. Lands. She screams and runs out of the room. That's her gone.
Great.
That's good. Flake, what are you doing?
I would like to, because we've got the lights, so there's no way to get light into that central bit. So we can just sort of herd it in the middle.
You can turn the lights on.
You can herd it into the center. There is light coming from the kind of the big chandelier.
Yeah.
But
Is
it's
it
quite
under
dim.
the chandelier right now?
It is under the chandelier right now. Now that it's kind of in the middle of the room.
Yeah, I mean, the cinema does it itself, doesn't it? Like,
It does, although it is producing light. It's not reacting to the electric light, though, is it?
Not as, but the electric light is much dimmer. It looks like they've kind of got it on a dimmer switch on its dimmest setting.
Right. Okay, so Flake realises this, and he sort of sees the chandelier, and I'd like to run over to the control and turn up the dimmer.
Okay, you turn up the dimmer.
You're like a hero. He twists that dial. Yeah, heroically. to heroic 80s action music, he turns up the dimmer switch.
Turn up the dimmer switch. You turn up the dimmer switch, and the creature immediately reacts to the light, but we'll wait till it's go before it actually does anything.
Have I turned it up
to go first
to 11?
You've turned out. It goes to 11.
Sweet.
lights up to 11.
Lights 11.
Is there a mirror in this room?
No.
Just going to check your hair.
I can't think of a reason why there would be one in this room unless it's a pocket one that anyone has, but no, I don't.
Is there anything reflective that could reflect the sun into the eyes of this thing?
TV screen.
The TV screens might be good for that. There's the flag poles are quite bright. You could maybe try and reflect the light.
Why
with
don't
that.
you use your watch like we used to do at school?
Get a laser pointer out. It's 99. Everyone's got a laser pen.
Well, either I'm going to shoot the chandelier, but you've just turned it up, so I want to see what happens before I do.
Yeah, I think it's a source of light.
I'll just watch what happens first.
Okay. You hold. We'll let you jump back in if you want to.
Yeah.
Weird
The creature, the mass of flesh, the spawn takes its go. It moves full speed away from the center of the room, out from underneath the chandelier, and to the back of the room, and kind of and coils around the desk that's there and just kind of rears up with the faces just all the faces are looking in different directions, like they're trying to figure out a way out, trying to figure out something to do.
Can I jump in there and then
yes, you
just
can.
do the TV reflecting thing?
Yes. So you
Try and reflect the TV reflections to the sun, like in a video game
Yeah.
where you know the beam of sun goes into.
Yeah.
How big is this television?
I don't.
I mean,
If it's
gonna
one of
be
those, I'm thinking, in the
one of those
90s.
big,
I'm
like,
picturing the
CRT
ones you had in
jobs.
school.
Yeah, where they wheel them in
Right.
on like a
CRT.
thing.
Yeah. And you knew it was a good lesson because you're going to watch a video. You're like, yeah.
So you, council funding, it's definitely a CRT. So you run up and you grab the big telly. And what's your strength?
Big muscles like Popeye.
A huge muscles, isn't he?
7.
Tolly Palmer.
Strength times 5 roll to try and aim the
7?
television.
That is
So you're all...
a 0 and a 1, so that's what? 100?
A 0 and a 1 is 1.
1 and 1.
That is a
So technically
a 1 and a 1.
Well, no, this is a 0. This is the first number. So it's a
so
0.
that is if the tens is a 0, then that's 0.
Oh, okay. So just 1.
So 1 under that is a critic. Well, no, it's not quite. I don't know actually. 1 is. No, 0 is a crit. It is, however, a success.
Critically lifted a television. What does that
I tell you what, though. Some of those TVs were no joke. They were
Yeah,
they were
really
huge, man.
heavy.
They were huge.
do? I'm surprised you're not stronger, to be honest.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
He
all
looks
fake.
it. It's all looks.
It's all look.
He's got like a
I'm
muscle.
stronger than you. Got cancer.
There was a bit of me that was really hoping you were going to do that.
Ramble over here.
I was really hoping you were going to do that with a flagpole with the American flag on it.
Yeah.
But instead, perhaps in a more American way, you do it with TV. You reflect the sunlight off the screen of the TV right into Merle's eyes. And you can see Merle blinking, and it screams with all of its mouths at once, and just starts moving away. And you've now got kind of a beam that you can kind of push it around with.
Would you say it's
What?
like a death ray?
Came back.
Yeah.
I can't.
It
This
is
is a really
doable.
reflective television.
Very nice.
Oh, Pete.
Fuck. Curtains, I suppose. I mean, I feel like I've been doing curtains for the entire. Am I affected by the light in any way?
No, you're not reacting to it.
No.
This thing seems hypersensitive.
And so where he is now, are there curtains I feel I could open that would get to where he is?
yeah, you could move around and open some more, and kind of herd it again. You're just kind of chasing it around the room at the moment.
Okay.
The light.
I'm gonna grab an American flag
All right.
and reflect a beam from the American flag. I can't even visualize this.
Incredible.
It's like got a brass, really highly polished.
It's got a
pole
beam like in
that's
Raiders of
on
the
it.
Lost Ark. It's just as light does in this part of America.
I don't know what to make you roll for that, because it's not really a feat of strength to hold it.
Critical reflection.
Dexterity.
You found the zenith.
Yeah, I
I
guess
love
maybe a
that
dexterity.
band.
Give me a dex times 5 to aim your beam of light at
Dex
this
times
thing.
5. Okay. Okay. I mean, that was quite a high roll, to be honest. My Dex times 5. I failed.
You failed.
I got 84 over 50.
You grab an American flag and you hoist it up and just start trying to reflect it off the flagpole, but you're just reflecting a beam of light. And
If it was an
you can't
Iraqi
quite
flag,
get
maybe.
Adam.
This might be controversial,
Okay.
but he sees that light is a good thing for this, so he wants to burn something.
Okay.
The American flag.
And I don't know if that's too controversial to do, right? I don't want to like get a bunch of American people. So is there anything else we can
Hey,
burn?
you're this. Yeah.
I mean, this is a made-up
Like a
game, so don't
spear.
worry.
Even still, I think him
And it's-
being a very American guy, he wouldn't
do it. Yeah.
like
Can't, he'd rather die
regardless.
first.
Even if it was, he'd rather die than burn the American
Also,
flag.
just bear in mind that this has happened in 1999, so it's already 25 years ago. So, whatever happened in the past happened in the past, mate.
I mean, the good news
I don't want to be
is,
cancelled by a country, man. Like,
I mean, there's the rug, but unfortunately, I did also casually mention that that's got the American flag on it as well. It's a very
Did.
patriotic
He did,
room.
yeah.
yeah.
There's no
This is like
American flag wallpaper.
curtains, right? The curtains, right? Can you?
Yeah.
Just so we're not like
Okay.
killing anyone, right? Can
Okay.
you give me a bit of license to rip a curtain down and take
Curtains
the
with the
flag
stars and
off,
stripes
and
on
then tie it to the flagpole instead?
I like that. Yeah.
and burn that instead.
That's fine. You could use the curtain pole if you wanted.
Oh, well, that's easier, isn't
you know,
it?
You could just pull. You don't have to, then you don't.
So this is what Adam does. He lifts up an American flag
Okay.
and says, "No way, man." Puts it down, out of the way so no one can actually like burn it, and then rips the curtain pole down and then sets it alight with his Zippo, his like cigarette lighter.
Okay, you start trying to light
Yeah.
you start lighting the curtain on fire.
He lights
as
a
it
cigarette
starts-
as he's doing it.
As it lights on fire, you see the label on the curtains. They say "Made in China."
China, I love you, right? No.
You set fire to it. You now have a burning curtain on a stick.
All right, there we go. Let's
This
burn
is-
this mother down.
This is going well, Lonnie. Last round, you shot in the air.
I did. That's what happened.
Okay.
And then I've seen the burning curtain, and I've seen the monster in the light, and I've gone. We got you now. We got you now, Blobby. That's all he does.
Oh my god! Laughing madly in the middle of the room as you wave.
That's right.
As you wave fire around. Flake and Norman.
Flake would like to. He's going to grab that American flag and death ray. I'm going to give that a go because I was going to go stab him with it, but the death ray is way more effective.
Yeah.
What is it?
So dexterity to aim.
Dexterity
to aim
to
a
aim.
beam of light.
That is a Stars and Stripes. 61 under 60. I'm going to use a bit of willpower to
We
do
need
that.
it.
I want
Do
this.
it.
I want
Do
this
it.
American death ray to slap that
What
blobby
an
in the
image.
face. yeah,
Tully
I'm
with a
sort of like,
TV flanked by the two of us with American flags.
Yeah.
Beams of death.
That's it. So that's 3 points off. That's 58. 58 under 60.
58 under 60. You succeed and you shine a beam of light into the eye, one of the sets of eyes, and start pushing. Where are you pushing it to with your beam?
I think into the corner. So
Okay.
it's trapped. So in the
Yeah,
corner
you
because
try
I don't
and
want to
push
make a break for it.
Cool. You try and push
Yeah.
it back. I'm guessing away from the door in the back.
Yeah, sort of like trying to get it in the get in the
Kind
corner.
of, you push it back behind the desk to kind of where the podium would be, where speeches are made.
Is it smoking or is it anything
It's
like that?
not. No, it doesn't. It's not like a vampire. You don't think it's reacting like if somebody shone an incredibly bright light in your eyes, or if you went out on a really hot day without suntan lotion on or something like that. Like it seems you would guess this thing is hypersensitive. That's why it shut the curtains. So it's the light. The light is incredibly unpleasant to it. It's not hurting it though.
Right,
But it
okay.
is. But you are able to kind of push it back. You're giving it a real bad day. That's what do we do?
Just stand here for ages.
Burn it. Well, do we actually want to interrogate this
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
I think we do, don't we?
I mean, I need to not die.
Yeah. Because you're an idiot.
Okay, Norman.
This is like a council chamber, yeah?
Yeah,
So they must have lots of meetings in here, yeah?
I follow that.
With, like, you know, things that you would have to, like, see stats and things, like...
Keep talking.
So there must be an overhead projector in here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you
It's
know
not
what?
your secondary school, mate. Do they even have overhead projectors? Like,
Yeah, they
in the
must do. It's the 90s.
No. But I mean, in terms of like, it was getting a bit old hat by that point, wasn't it?
I don't know,
I had
man.
them when I was in school.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Our schools were
Overhead
shit.
projector, definitely.
It would be in a cupboard
like,
somewhere.
even in a private school, we were using overhead projectors in like '98.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have switched to like PowerPoint presentations till probably
No way.
mid-noughties.
No.
And even then, they have
2005,
Schools take a long
2006.
time to catch up with this shit.
Yeah.
They do. But I was thinking this is a council chamber. They might
We're
have
never
those
more than
fancy
15
projectors.
meters from
No, I reckon they would have taken a lot longer actually in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Public
They'd be stuck in their
Hicksville.
ways.
And they've been, they've
Yeah.
clearly been using resources to fund a massive alien conspiracy. So they're not, not buying a projector. Yeah, there's an overhead projector.
Just leaning on
Why
the
not?
wall.
Amazing.
Hey, look!
I wheel that. I kind of like put the TV on something to like angle it, just
Yeah.
put it down, and then I go over to the overhead projector, wheel it in, go, plug it in, beam it just the light towards.
Okay.
Start making little
Beams. and then I put
little
Some kind of presentation.
Get a little bit of clear plastic out and start drawing writing on it.
drawing little faces on the guy.
Moustaches. You back it up further into the corner as it kind of starts to coalesce into one sort of group. That's kind of.
I wonder what happened to all the overhead projectors. Because there must have been.
They're all still in cupboards in case one boards break. In case they break.
Hopefully we shipped them off to.
There's probably one in this building somewhere, James.
Yeah,
there's two in this building somewhere.
I found it. There is downstairs. There's a frame for the like the TV on the top, and then the lockable cabinet underneath for the video.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's
Trapped,
down there.
the creature decides to lash out, and it races towards Norman and the overhead projector.
That's like a
Which sounds like a children's book, doesn't it?
Norman and the overhead projector.
Norman and his magic overhead projector.
41, not today. It swings at you, but you move your projector on the little trolley away from it and keep it pointed at the thing. Don't keep it back. Oh my God. Pantomime. Pete.
Okay. Can I? Okay, I'm gonna just shout at it. I guess. I mean, I want to interrogate it.
Yeah, okay.
All right, council. What do you want? What's the plan here?
It screams with 8 voices at once. Just unintelligible nonsense.
All right.
Well, that's it. Let's kill it.
What did you do to me?
Classic politicians.
Do you want to do anything else, or?
I mean, there's nothing. I mean, we need to do. I'm gonna keep. I mean, the projector seems way more powerful than the reflection from a flagpole. In all fairness,
That was a stroke of genius. The overhead projector.
how far is he away from the door in the back?
So it was kind of. It was about 20 feet from the door in the back. It's now lunged back towards the middle of the room to try and get.
So is
the
it
projector.
clear to the door in the back? Can
Yes.
I run over and open and see what's in there?
You run over to the door in the back and you open it. It looks like an office. The lights are off.
I turn the lights.
Turn the lights on. It looks like it's kind of a. Yeah, it looks like
It's an office.
Yeah, it is an office. It looks like a.
It's a storeroom for 8 overhead projectors.
The mother load.
There's a bat signal in the corner.
Yeah.
There's a. There's a bunch of. There's like a table, chairs. It looks like it's just a. It looks like it's somebody's office.
Okay.
But you don't know why it was trying to get back here, or. But you don't know why it was trying to get back here. But it seemed maybe because it was dark, but it doesn't seem to be. There's not an obvious way out.
Okay.
That's all you see in there. Which brings us round to Adam with your burning curtain.
All right,
we
so
go.
he walks towards it with the cigarette out the corner of his mouth,
Right.
smoking away. And he thrusts it towards, like, really close
Okay.
to the thing.
Okay.
He's got it not over the head, like not like a sound boom,
Okay.
but like,
Like
standing,
a spear,
like a spear. It's quite long. It's quite like, I guess
Yeah.
this curtain rail is probably about 8 to 10 feet. I'm guessing, Dan. Yeah, so he's not that close himself, but he's like poking it towards it. And what is he just thrusts it towards.
Yeah, it reacts like it moves away from the fire.
All
Like
right.
It don't want to get burned.
Okay. Now you listen here, sonny. Tell us what you know.
Okay.
Tell us what you know, or you'll burn. You'll burn.
The alien mass of flesh.
FBI. You burn.
The alien mass of flesh continues to scream.
No. All right.
It doesn't answer your questions, however.
So it sticks it in. And I'll wait for another turn before I do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Before I burn the whole house down.
All right. Which takes us around to Lonnie, who is standing near all of this, just laughing maniacally.
Hey, you guys, don't you want to talk one at a time? Huh? If you can't talk one at a time, then there ain't no talking to you, is there? Is it in the center of the room again?
It's in the center of the room.
Underneath the chandelier?
Underneath the chandelier.
He shoots the chandelier.
Shoot the chandelier. Give me a firearms check.
Okay.
Slow-mo. That chandelier is going to fall.
Yeah, I mean, that was a 5. And my firearms is 80.
You blast the chandelier.
Christ.
You just point up and just unload at the chandelier. Bits of glass shatter. The chain breaks, and this thing just falls from the ceiling. Crashes down onto the creature where it's in, and just smashes it, and just bits of glass and metal just skewer through it, and it just splatters across the thing as it's crushed beneath this mountain of glass and metal. Adam is sent reeling back. Fortunately, the pole, it's like, because it's long, you've got space to kind of jump back, but I am going to get you to give me a Dex times 5 roll to just see if you can roll out of the way. It's just see if you take any damage.
What do I roll, sorry?
So it's Dex times 5. So roll a D100 and you're trying to get under your Dex times 5 score.
So my Dex times 5.
It'll say on the right hand side on that column.
Oh, of course it does. Yeah, under that. All right.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's over.
Shit.
So you take 1d6 points of damage from shattered glass blasting, coming towards you. You take 2 points of damage as broken glass just goes up just hits you as the thing shatters in front of you.
That's fair enough.
But the creature does appear to have been destroyed, like it's been splattered across the floor underneath it. You're all just kind of stopped for a minute, gasping, looking at the mess. And then you hear the police sirens of approaching cars. And that's where we'll leave it for this week.
Uh-oh.